Hey everybody, and welcome back to Arm Pitching Development. In this video, we are going to do an analysis on 10-year-old Houston from South Carolina. His favorite baseball pitcher is Greg Maddux, so we'll come up with a Greg Maddux scheme. So diving into Houston, it looks like a big 10-year-old, man, so I bet you can throw the ball pretty hard. I would think, right? So getting into it, we're going to look at some core points. Those of you familiar with the videos, that we have some core points here. We're going to look at his balance and posture. We'll look at his set stance a little bit. We'll look at low balance break, hand brake. We'll look at stride and separation. We'll look at the landing and transition, energy transfer from the hips, and then we'll look at the throw, finish, and follow through. Keep it pretty simple, especially when we're doing analysis on young guys. I'd like it to just be really, really casual, and then just a platform to build upon, okay? So if you're new to the channel, I'm Coach Jason. Nice to see you, nice to meet you. If you enjoy the video at the end of the day, feel free to subscribe for more pitching material as I shoot it on the channel. And if you wouldn't mind giving a thumbs up to the video for me, appreciate that. Love you all. All right, Houston, let's get into this. So right now I'm looking at this, stands out to me, this really high hand set. And I think just bringing it down here, right around your chest level, just under your pectoral muscles, would be suffice. And then I like to carry the hands on this to be about a fist width or so off, or hugging closer. So if you want to be a little bit more professional with it, we keep the ball hidden here like this on our breaks, but this is going to be okay for younger athletes as well. And that allows us to break our hands on top of the ball there. And then this width here looks to be okay. What I would like to do is put a little weight into that back knee. Knee's not the right term. The back hip, sorry. So it'd just be like here and here. So we're shifting our weight back a little bit. So we do go into our load points from the stretch. We're already engaged in our back hip and we're ready to fire out of it. Usually when we start from this angle, there is a tendency to be out of balance a little bit on the load point. So something to be aware of, right? Okay, eyes on point, shoulder on point, hips on point, knees on point, ankles on point. Good. I like the lineup. Just want to fix the hand set a little bit. Okay, Houston, let's do that. And then everything else looks to be okay at the moment. Now we're going to head into the load point here with Houston. Okay, so dropping, it's kind of a roll in. Let's see, right there. Okay, so this would be considered the load point. I actually applaud you, Houston. This inversion, I think this looks good. And you're ready to ride the slide down the hill, which is cool, right? Assuming we get into back leg engagement to make that happen. I think you got this. So the brake line's probably going to come up a little bit heavier here. Maybe a bad thing or not, I'm not sure yet until we get a little bit further into the video. The heel, this looks okay to me, and everything seems to be in a line. So all right, good marks so far on this. On the load point, looks pretty balanced. Going back to my point where we shift the weight into the back leg, we're going to be set back and we're able to stay behind the pitch a little bit better. In this case, maybe if he's not strong enough to handle it down the hill, then there could be some early energy leaks out. We'll find out. Let's go on low balance brake position. So there's a little extra here, like right there, your abdominal muscles collapse for some reason. I'm not sure. So just carry your posture the way you had it down. We don't need any extra. It's almost like you're trying to drop the hands down to brake. So why not just start the hands down there to begin with for more efficiency? Okay, so that would be an adjustment I would make there. Yeah, see where he's taking his hands, guys? And he's dropping his chest inward. not a terrible thing at the moment. I just think on our setup, and I may be picking on the same thing over and over again, but just start there for efficiency. Okay, got that adjustment. Thanks, coach. All right. So from this break line, this is more of a fall into position. I think we'll see how he goes as we go into the stride, as we go into stride length, right? And separate our hands and our hips. And we'll see how he handles the back leg here. Hasn't broke his hands yet, so a little bit later hand break at this point, not a bad thing. Okay, so here's the grab. Yeah, low balance break here. Good job staying on top of the ball. I'm not sure. I'm okay with you not having a glove on in the video, but it does help with balance to me when you wear a glove. I always feel a little more balanced. If I didn't have a glove, it feels really raw to me, really weird. Maybe that's just throwing a ball for years, right, guys? Okay, decent back leg engagement here, back hip engagement, especially for 10 years old. So good job there. I like this inversion. I like you leading this hip down the hill. This looks really good, Houston. Good job, buddy. Proud of you on that. Everything's still ready to go, ready to head on to target. Okay. And as we head into stride and separation, right about there is what I want to see. Yeah. Kind of just before the touchdown. Okay. This angle may be a little bit much, so we're hugging back in. I don't know yet. I want to see more of the video, and I would say I want to go back to see. So we grabbed here. This, I would argue that this is this knee running forward here this way a little bit early, but I mean at 10 years old it's not that bad. Maybe it could be stacked a little bit stronger back. That's a terrible line, coach. Come on. It could be stacked a little bit more here and here. Again, that may be a hip strength thing. You know, what can we handle at this point? I would probably elevate upward a little bit stronger from the elbow positioning. So I would, from the break line, this is more of a swing the arms into position, I think. Let me look at that. Swing into position. Not bad. Okay, I want to go to this frame more than I want the other one. I still think we could be a little bit stronger in the back hip, but I wanted to see this elbow elevation here. So good job, Houston. I think that's good. This wrist turned up is it's not terrible, but if you watched the last video, I talked about that, where if you're cocked into this position here, it could put some stress into the forearm, and maybe it's not necessary, you know, when you go through it. If we could take just a calmer approach and then work on more of a snap with the ball, like we're carrying an egg or holding an egg, I think is a little bit better at younger ages, just trying to get them to be loose with it. So something to maybe work on, just being relaxed a little bit here on the ball side. Okay, as we go into hip shoulder separation on the landing point, really good arm. Okay. All right. So on the landing point, can you guys see it? Right? Look at this arch. So what's happened is, and it goes back to the start point. All right, so I'll explain things here. So he's crossed his hips here. Okay, so this line is going this way. Well, in order to throw the ball straight to the target, to get over that hip, he has converted this energy back behind him to try to fold and to get his arm into a throwing position of forward. That's not probably the right term, but his weight is shifting behind him. Okay, and then he's going to try to maybe pull his arm through by dropping this left side here. Okay, but this goes back to more than in the beginning. So he did a good job here, but because we didn't stack this hip back here and be a little bit more patient holding our position here, that allowed his weight to transfer and land early here in crossed up position. Okay, so we're trying to work in a boundary of the back foot, if you guys are familiar with that. So here's what I'm talking about. You have your front toe alignments here. You have your heel alignment is here. I want to land inside of that width of the back foot. Okay, I think that's a fair boundary, but to me it looked like Houston was landing on the outside of that line. Okay, I know it's not doing it justice here that well, but you guys get the point. Okay, and as soon as he landed into hip shoulder separation, he lost the war right here. That's an energy leak out, guys. That's a velocity loss. It's really hard to be so there's a difference between being controlled and commandful. So control is being able to throw a strike, okay, and command is knowing where the ball is going after you release it and having a really good feel for where you want the ball to go at any point in time. So this dropout here is really an awkward position to pitch from. Everything has leaked out to the left side. You can see this. His chin is dropped out here, right? So it's running out this way, and everything's tilting to the left. Okay. So what we want to do is work from a more squared up position when we land. So if I'm pitching to you in the audience, right, I don't want to fall out here. I want to pitch square to you here and then turn inward over my front hip on the inside of my thigh and then go left afterwards. So I want to get through and stay behind the ball as long as possible. But what Houston has done has crashed out left, and now he's pulling his arm through or dragging his arm through to throw the pitch at the end of the day. Okay, so square up drills, finish drills are going to be really important on this. You can go back into the channel and look at accuracy drills, or a video on accuracy drills that I have. It'll be really, really good for you guys to work from. Okay, but just start square and get comfortable finishing with the finishing techniques of things are going to be helpful. Here we talk about positions of strength. Right here, this core collapse, to me, all his energy has gone down and to the left here, okay, instead of going through the target. So this is going to be a little bit of a velocity loss as well, which I don't want to get too hung up on 10-year-old velocities. That's not the point. I'm just saying proper mechanics, efficient mechanics, add to the strength of your velocity of your throw and the overall health of your body long term. So this is an inefficient pattern. We've crashed everything to the left. Square it up, go in. Okay. So you see that spine curve here, and now we're trying to drive this arm. This is I want to get positive. This is good external layback, but I do want to point out something else. So like, because it's so heavy here and the arm is at this frame, here's what I'm talking about, right? So we're throwing the ball this way. If we just stood up, now we're in a good position to be more efficient with our path. Okay, it's these things are easily trained out. I do it all week long with young guys, and you know what, to be honest, I do it with older guys as well, but these things can be trained easily and fixed up easily. Okay, you're not that far off, Houston. So we talk about ball release height. Okay, that height, that hitter has so much time to see that ball out of his window of release here. Okay, so we want to release the ball well out front of our front foot, okay, over our front leg. And I'm not really overly concerned about having a super strong lead leg blocking position at 10 years old, but it does need to be a little bit more firm or better getting over the front end of the hip. Being stronger on the back leg will help that, and being a little bit taller in position. We need to go back and look at the stride length on this, because it may be an issue, Houston, where you can shorten up your stride length a little bit and square up to your target a little bit easier. You may be going a little bit too far with the stride length. Okay, so we'll take a look at that here in a bit. buddy. Okay. So your pitcher's triangle's way up here, right, guys? So we're almost at a 90-degree angle throwing this ball. I mean, it's pretty erect. Not quite 90, you know, because 90 would be up here, but it's like, I don't even know what degree, but it's really tall up there. Coach, you're just drawing lines. This is crazy. I know. Sorry, guys. All right. So moving on, anyways. Houston. Okay, so everything, all that energy is just collapsed and crushed over to the left side. We already know this. We're going to fix this up, guys. At the end of this video, watch to the end. At the end of the video, you're going to see a suggested video show up. That video is going to be the accuracy drills I feel like are going to be helpful in the long run training young guys. Okay, if you haven't seen that video, watch that video. It's going to be really good, okay, for you. All right, so the deceleration, the throw, follow through deceleration. I feel like he's decelerating awkwardly, but okay. I'd like to be a little bit more in line, come through, work around, or go through and stay behind it, right? So his favorite pitcher is Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux is really good about staying behind his pitch through the whole thing. So something to look at as I post the pictures, okay? All right, and then the follow through is going to be off to the left as well, because that's where all his energy went, right? Boom. Strong kid, big kid. We just need to clean up a little bit right there and strength into the back leg, okay? All right. Hey guys, if you're interested in submitting a video, my email address is at the top here, and if you wouldn't mind, send it horizontal. I don't need slow motion. Just send a couple of pitches in, one or two pitches, going to be fine, and then let me know where you're from and the age and name of the athlete, okay? Anyways, I think that's a wrap for tonight. I hope you enjoyed this session with Houston. Let's all give him a round of applause and wish him good luck in his season. Guys, thank you for viewing. I'll see you on the next one.